and today I'm going to run through some useful but less visible parts of Haystack. The first thing folks might find useful is the Import VS Code Settings and Extensions feature. When you first open Haystack, you should get a little pop-up on the bottom right here that asks you to import your settings and extensions. In case you didn't, or you want to do so now, you can hold Command or Control plus Shift plus P to open up the command palette, and then you can type in import settings, VS Code settings and extensions. If you press enter or click on this, it'll import your key bindings, your settings, as well as your extensions from VS Code. In terms of navigating through the canvas, you can do this through multiple ways. One way you can navigate through the canvas is by holding middle click and just moving your mouse around while holding middle click to pan around the canvas. You can do the same with right click. And more importantly, when you have an editor open, you can still middle click inside the editor to pan around the canvas. Similarly, if you're on a trackpad, you can hold Option or Alt and scroll on the trackpad. And this should just scroll the canvas itself instead of scrolling through the editor. In addition to this, you can scroll to zoom in or out on the canvas by holding Command or Control and using the mouse wheel. This enables you to zoom out and in as far as you want. You can see the current zoom level on the bottom right, as well as a way to zoom in and out. If you want to reset the zoom level, you can click this button on the top over here. Another way to navigate through specific editors is by holding Command or Control and pressing a numeric key. So let's take a look at how this works. If I open these two files over here, I can navigate between them by holding Command or Control and pressing 1, in this case, to navigate to the editor on the left, or 2 to navigate to the editor on the right. And so this is a quick way you can navigate to your desired editor without using your mouse. Speaking of keyboard shortcuts, you can actually manipulate the editor itself using your keyboard. When you're inside an editor, you can hold Command or Control plus Escape to focus on the editor container. After doing so, you can use the arrow keys to move the editor around. You can use Shift to move it a little bit faster. And then you can hold Command or Control plus arrow keys to resize the editor. This is really useful if you don't feel like using the mouse to resize or move an editor around. Similarly, everything in the floating toolbar has a shortcut attached to it. So you can see here that Pin Editor has a shortcut Opt plus Enter. So if I use Opt plus Enter, you're going to see that it pins the editor. And so for pinning in particular, as you move around the canvas, you can see that the editor sort of remains where it is, and the editor kind of takes up the entire screen when you initially pin it. So this is really useful for just focusing on a specific editor. In terms of viewing ingoing or outgoing dependencies, you can also use Command plus K plus I or O. So in this case, I did Command plus K plus I to open up incoming dependencies. And I can use the arrow keys to go up and down and press Enter to view a specific dependency. Another way of opening up a new editor is to do right-click and then do Go to Definition in a new editor. This will pop open a new editor window that just focuses on that specific symbol that you right-clicked on. Another way of doing this is to hold Command or Control plus Shift and then click. The last thing I want to show you is the history stack. There are two types of history stacks in Haystack. One is the editor history stack. So in the editor history stack, I just opened up File Actions. If I click on this back arrow over here, I will go back to my previous editor. And if I hit the forward arrow, I'll go back to the next editor. And so this is a great way to go backwards or forwards through the editors that you traverse through in case you get lost or are confused. Similarly, you can hold Control and then plus Tab to go through your history stack. There's also an intra-editor history stack, which is a selection stack. So if I go really far up and then select, I can actually go back to my previous selection. I can also go forward. And this sort of keeps me aware of where I was in a given editor. It's really useful for command clicking on something and being sent somewhere where you maybe didn't anticipate being sent. The last thing I want to show you is the Keybindings and Help window. If you click on this button, it opens up this Haystack Keybindings editor. It tells you all the different and nifty things you can do with your keyboard or with the mouse to make moving around or navigating or editing in Haystack a lot easier. So I would definitely reference this in case you have any questions about how you're able to access something through the keyboard or how you're able to navigate through the canvas. That's everything I had to show you guys. Thank you so much and have a great rest of your day.